Carpe Opticus, y'all. In the last video I indicated that I have a new optic, and it's the new Wave Atris 635 V2, so it's a new version. They were nice enough to send me the new version. I'm very excited about it. However, it's a tube scope. I'm more of a compact scope kind of person. In the past, I've had trouble using tube scopes for a variety of reasons, one of which is the length of the tube scope makes it hard for me to reach out and adjust a focuser ring around the bell because of some arthritis that I have in my hand. And a lot of scopes went with a little knob on the top or on the side to turn in order to get the scope into focus. And in the past, when companies have done that, some of them have not done a very good job, and so the knob is either extremely hard to turn to get into focus, or the speed of the turn is such that actually turning the knob and bringing it into focus at the same time without overshooting it or undershooting and having to restart again was difficult. So I felt like I was fighting the scope in order to get a proper focus, and that makes the scope not enjoyable to use. It's not ergonomic. So I didn't tell the people at Wave that I had some reservations about going with the tube scope. I'd originally asked to play with their compact scope, the Tempest, and they sent me one of those to try, and that was a lot of fun, and I hope to get back to that in the future. But they sent me the Atris, which is a tube scope. I will tell you what, I got it out and I started working with it, and all my reservations went away. The focus knob, I still have to reach to get to the little focus knob on the top, but it's fairly easy for me to reach even with my short arms. And the knob turns beautifully. It turns smoothly, getting it into focus. I'm not going back and forth 4 or 5 times trying to get the focus exactly correct. If I overshoot it, I can just slowly turn it back and it just lands into focus, and it's beautiful. And the depth of field of the focus is also very good. Some of the newer scopes coming out, because the depth of field is so narrow, either the animal's in focus or it's not in focus, and a slight turn on the knob or on the focus ring or on the knob is going to result in the image being out of focus. Or if the animal simply walks back 20 yards, the animal starts to move significantly out of focus. I'm not seeing that with the Wave Atris. It seems to have a long depth of field, which is absolutely terrific when you're shooting animals that are on the run. So, neat scope. This video is not a full review. Don't go there. This is just my first impressions, my first 2 times out, the first night out. It's just on a tripod. I'm just learning how to use it. I've gotten the scope in, and I don't even have it on a rifle, so I'm pointing it at houses and stuff. So don't let that bother you. Other than that, the user interface, the whole menu system of the scope, the layout of the buttons and everything, and I'll talk about that in a later video, it all works beautifully. I'm really happy with it. So let's get to the video.
Alright, it's daylight, it's 80 degrees, about 52% humidity, and this is the Wave Atris 635.
Alright, I've silenced the audio from the video. We're looking at a field of cattle. What I'm liking about this image is that there's a lot of detail in the image. Here I'm adjusting the focus slightly. I can see the leaves in the background. This is all happening in sunlight, so all of this is in direct sunlight, and the image is not overexposed. Sometimes with thermals you get images in direct sunlight that it's a little too much, and this image still looks really good even in bright sunlight. In the meantime, while I was waiting for Hogs to come in, I heard the geese, got the scope up and running, and watched them glide into a nice landing on the water. And if you're on your cell phone, you'll have trouble seeing this. Right there, 270 yards. Very nice.
Those are deer way down in the low area behind the dam.
So the evening has progressed. We are at dusk. A little more detail in the image, and a nice image overall. We've gone to white hot, zooming in, confirming the identification of the deer. Looking for the neck raise. There it was. Definitely a deer. And check out the field of view. 670 feet at 1,000 yards. That's roughly 12.8 degrees field of view. Very nice.
First pig.
This hog did not stay around. It moved off property when I approached. However, I think I caught it later in the evening.
Those are raccoons at 65 yards. There's a barbed wire fence in between us and the raccoons.
Based on ranging the utility pole, that skunk is out there probably a little over 180 yards. And finally, Carpe Sus. You all saw this hog on the last hunt, and this is the perspective from the Atris. I've left it on the tripod and I'm making my stalk out towards the hog, so the wind isn't a problem. And here I've stopped the scan. I'm going to go ahead and edit the video. I'm now on target with my rifle, the Lone Star Armory TX-15 Multipurpose Carbine Enhanced Shooting Horn DSST 123 grain. Bullets and the hog is down. As you may recall what that looked like from the previous video.
Alright, we're starting recording for a timed record. To see how long a battery will last, I have it set on auto nuke. Wi-Fi is not on. And we're not going to be recording the entire time, just at various spot checks. But we're starting at 126 it looks like, and the battery is full and blue. Alright, we are at 8 hours and 46 minutes. And we are well into the red. Going on 9 hours and 18 minutes.
The battery showed empty and the scope died about 5 minutes later. A few days later, I'm at the range and I'm confirming 0 after going through my practice ammo. I had reloaded my magazine. It had not chambered around.
Alright, we're going to try that again. We moved the point of aim down, and we have changed to 0, so we're going to attempt to take a shot. I think that looks good. I'll go down and double check, but I think we're good to go.
Sure enough, no problem, we're good to go. Later that night, I'm back at the Triangle property, and I've got a hog out there at about 285 yards as I'm starting my stalk. Fortunately, the wind isn't going to be a problem. It's going to be a crosswind from this approach.
That might be my pig. I'm going to head up the hill towards it.
So I'd lost the pig in the brush. I think that's my pig. I'm going to go ahead and head towards it. In the meantime, do this little experiment with standby mode.
Cool, it stays recording while in standby mode.
I thought that was really neat. On some scopes, when you put them in standby mode, it turns off the video recorder, and this one it doesn't do that. And much to my surprise, when I move up, there's a whole sounder of hogs. So during the next few seconds, I'm working on trying to figure out which target I would like. And in the meantime, the great big boar moves down in front, and I went ahead and decided to take him as a target. After connecting with the tree, I decided to let the rest of them run. And I've come away with a 200-pound boar.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
Later that evening, I'm at the bunkhouse property, and I'm driving through the property, scanning with my night vision and with thermal, when these hogs popped out from behind the trees, jumped out, grabbed my rifle. That finished my night with 2 hogs down, the first being a 130-pound sow that was not pregnant, and a little piglet coming in at about 10 pounds.
Carpe sus, my friends.